What's up, dudes? My name is Nick. Welcome back for another music video reaction. We're taking a look at this new song from GFriend, which is their thing to promote their repackage of their latest album. I think someone over there might be a little bit confused as to, or maybe it's just the weather here. It's a little confused as to what summer is, because summer weather here, at least where I live, is definitely not present anymore, and we are pretty firmly into fall. Although of course that could change in like 2 seconds because that's the way that the weather is here as well. So I don't know specifically what it's like in Korea. I don't live there. Maybe it's still summer. I kind of don't think that it is. But either way, jokes aside, GFriend is always a group that like their music is really, really good. So in that aspect, I'm definitely interested and excited to hear this. So to find out exactly how good this is, what this is going to sound like, you know, all of this stuff and the things, I'm going to do what I normally do with these videos, and I'm going to listen to this song, give you guys my honest first impression, thoughts, and opinions, and of course tell you what I thought about it, whether I like the song or not. So if that is something that you're interested in hearing more of at any point during this video, please do consider clicking on the subscribe button down below. So with all that being said, let's get this video started. I can already tell that this is gonna be like that typical classic GFriend sounding song, which is fine, I guess. Or maybe I should say the same that familiar GFriend sound, but not as up tempo. I suppose. I mean, the first verse is not really enough to make a clear judgment or even say for a sure like that. So we'll have to see. I mean, I see that they still got that they still have the super expressive and just you know, choreography with big movements, which is my favorite part about this group. That they have the this is the girl group right now, I think, that is probably most suited to on-stage performances because their choreography is built for it. It's awesome. This is a nice song. I like it. I mean, it's not driving me crazy, but it's definitely is a nice little song. I'm enjoying this. Like I see this song is not necessarily a song that's going to be on like a list of songs that I play frequently, but definitely, you know, every once in a while when I want a nice soft song that's got a little bit of power and a little bit of punch behind it, you know, because that's what GFriend brings to their songs pretty frequently, then this would be the one. This would be probably the one that I choose to you know, start it off with, or this would be the song that I choose for that feeling. So it's good stuff. Suppose they swapped out their guitar solo whatever for some piano, I guess. So yeah, that was definitely a nice song. I don't. And that is the final note. All we got is rain. Rain, probably. Just rain. Okay. That is it. So yeah, so that's a really nice song. I don't know exactly where with this I want to with what I've got in my mind that I want to start with, but I'll start with this. So this is a song that is, you know, if they injected a little bit more energy into it, gave it a little bit more caffeine, or that, you know, they all drank an energy drink or something before they performed in, or before whoever composed this song and all that stuff, then this would be very much like your just typical GFriend song. If it was more upbeat, had a little bit more energy, or a lot more energy, then this would be like every other GFriend song that they've released, aside from Fingertip, because Fingertip is different. And like, that's good. I like that. I really do enjoy the fact that for this being a repackage out, or the song coming from a repackage, or being used to promote a repackage album, that, you know, they were like, somebody, it seems, or I would hope, and maybe I'm crazy, but I think, or maybe I'm just putting my thoughts and what I would have done and what I would have thought after hearing this song into how they came up with what they were going to do for this song, is like, all of their songs before this have been super energetic, upbeat, crazy, at least songs with music videos and stuff. And so they were like, you know what, we're going to take that sound, we're going to take that, you know, feel of music and style of music and stuff like that, but we're going to tone it down a little bit. We're going to give it something that's a little bit more, you know, calm. The song is going to be a little bit more sentimental. We're going to cut out stuff that's, you know, super aggressive sounding, you know, guitar in place of, or piano in place of guitar, you know, that kind of stuff. So they toned down the feel and the energy level, and just like the amount of impact and the amount of like how much it's coming out to just actually grab you and grab your attention. And I don't know, it's good. I think it's actually a really good song and music video to put out as a, you know, to something to coincide with a repackage of their album, right? Really good in that regard. So I definitely do like it, and am really enjoying it in that regard. But as I said with their previous song, which followed Fingertip, is that they seem, which again, or I suppose to put the context in, like the fact that I actually understands that they kind of do, to a certain extent, have to stick with the theme and the feel of the album, unless they're going to introduce like 5 brand new songs to this repackaged album. They can't really have one song or 2 songs on here that are going to stand out from the repackage as a, you know, like they're like a sore thumb, like they're not going to fit in with the rest. So I do understand that, at least for this instance, they had to continue with what they were doing. But like I said in my previous reaction video to a GFriend song, I really wish that as a source music would go back to the Fingertip thing, go back to something like that, explore that sound again, because that was awesome. That was really different. And this release and their previous, and their release off of the same album, or their previous release, they've been really good. Of course, GFriend has always released really good music, but from, you know, as someone who's listens to GFriend pretty, you know, consistently since they've debuted, amongst every other K-pop song that's been released for the most part, you know, I mean, like, I've heard it. I've heard it. I don't really want them to get stuck with doing this cute thing. I don't want them to be like the group that another girl group that I see that's honestly really stuck doing, you know, cute, innocent looking concepts like this is A-Pink, as far as like groups that are somewhat, I suppose, close in age. Maybe even if you really want to bring it, you know, bring in an old veteran group, then you can even say Girls' Generation kind of got locked into a single concept because that's what sold, and the company doesn't want to take a risk necessarily on doing something different that's going to drive away fans, or just whenever they did do something different and new, it didn't sell as good as the previous things. And I know with GFriend that Fingertip and that didn't necessarily sell as well as everything else has, but I mean, at some point you got to kind of, or I would think, again, I'm not the one that's running a company, but if I was running a company, I would find a balance between releasing some singles or mini albums or albums or anything like that that are new and different and interesting, that are not what the, not necessarily the primary money-making sound for a group. Like, I really would like GFriend and the company to find a balance between doing stuff that is different and interesting, similar to like what Fingertip was, and balancing that with doing the normal stuff that everybody likes and buys all their music for, like this song and every other song that they've released aside from Fingertip. So it's not necessarily that I'm really like upset or disappointed, or that I absolutely hate that GFriend just seems to be stuck in a rut as far as their musical concept is. But I would really like it to really like if, like, maybe for their next album that they deviated away from this and gave us something a little bit more interesting, just to try something out and keep the group fresh, because constantly releasing the same thing over and over again, or similar things that are inspired off of a similar idea, it gets boring. It doesn't make me excited for the next GFriend release, you know. Like, coming into this, I was, you know, excited and interested for it because, of course, it's GFriend and I really like this group. But I also wasn't as excited. I wasn't as, you know, I didn't have such crazy expectations or anything like that, because of the fact that I did have a pretty strong feeling that they were not going to, you know, take a step forward as an evolution of their music. You know, they were just going to maintain their position and stay where they're at. Still released a really good song, but that being said, it's not really an evolution. And, you know, I want to see groups evolve. I don't want to see them do the same thing, because that's boring, like I said. So that's all I got to say. Really good song, but it's not really a step forward in this group's evolution, which, I don't know, that's not necessarily a negative, but it is, for me personally, something that kind of brings the group down a little bit. Not the song itself, but just my personal, you know, fandom, or whatever you want, whatever the proper word is for the group. So my question for you guys is, what do you think about this group changing up their style every once in a while? It doesn't have to be constant. They don't have to go and just completely abandon this cute thing. What do you think about them changing up their concept? Do you think that the next album should be something that is different, like Fingertip was, or should they just continue doing what they've always been doing and what has been successful for them? Let me know what your answers are down in the comment box below. And of course, share your thoughts and opinions on this song, whether you like it or not, because this community is all about freely discussing our opinions, you know, without fear of people being all mean and nasty like K-pop fans sometimes get to be, because we're super protective and of our favorite groups. So if that's a community, of course, that you would like to become a part of, then please do consider clicking on the subscribe button down below. And that's going to be it for this video. So as always, I want to thank you for watching, and I will see you all next time.